Hey guys, Happy New Year. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. You know, I hadn't planned to put out another video this year. I was going to wait until after New Year's Day and then drop another video. But I just got some good news from a health standpoint. I'm still cancer-free for at least another 6 months. So that checks out good. And the future of the channel is looking very good. I'm very happy making these videos. And that's what I wanted to talk about today in this video is the future of this channel, but I also want to talk about why I make my videos. I know I have a lot of new subscribers that maybe haven't seen all of my other stuff, especially my early stuff that kind of explained the journey that I was on. So I wanted to take a minute and just talk about that, and then we'll talk about what the future of this channel might look like. I started riding motorcycles in 1974, 75, somewhere. I don't really remember. But really early on, I started riding. You know, I was street licensed at 14 because you could do that in those days. And I had some time off in my 30s and started riding again in my 40s and been ever since. So been riding a motorcycle a long time, but I never really understood the lessons that I was learning. And it was not until I was diagnosed with cancer and thought I would never ride a motorcycle again or pretty much do anything again that I began to reflect on, you know, how that had helped me. And I did a video about my journey through cancer and you know, starting to ride again. I'll put a link to that up here. And, you know, it just bears repeating. I'm making these videos because those lessons that were coming to me over and over as I started to learn to write again. I just wanted to talk about that and share, because I felt like that was something I would want to hear, you know, when I was 20, 30, 40, 50 years old or whatever. And I never really, you know, I took it for granted. In a recent video, you know, I had a lot of comments and one person said that it's not about all that, it's just about having fun. And that was interesting because that's kind of what I thought when I rode motorcycles in my 20s, 30s, 40s, and 50s. It was just something to do. It was a pastime. It was a hobby. And it is all of those things. But it was only when I was faced with, you know, you might not ever do this again, that I thought, oh my goodness, you know, wow. And it was, in fact, kind of what motorcycling had taught me, kind of helped me through that whole process. And so it's been really special. And so the videos I make are kind of how I see motorcycling now as an older person that I didn't see just 3 years ago. I had no, you know, I was just riding for fun, and I had a lot of fun, and I still do. But I just cherish it so much more now because I see how much it means to me. And I hope, you know, I can share that with people who are my age, older or younger. It doesn't matter. But that's where this channel is coming from. And that's what I have to continue to do, because, you know, it's easy to make a video you want to make, and it's real hard to make a video that you don't. I've known creators that cannot stand editing, that can't stand doing certain things that we have to do to put these videos out. And they're not easy. You know, I personally, I know I've spent, you know, 20, 30, 40 and more hours on some of my videos on this channel. Not all of them. This video, I might only spend 5 or 6 hours on. I don't know. But it's, you know, for me, if it's a labor of love, it's something I want to do. And I'm not, you know, I had a few people suggesting that the only reason I'm doing this is for likes and views. Well, yes and no. I mean, if no one watches, why would I waste my time? But by the same token, we have to have you watching. And so I want to make content that fits this channel. And a big part of that are those of you out there who don't just casual watch, but you're constant subscribers, and you're always commenting to me. I see a lot of those icons when I'm reading the comments that I recognize. And I want to say, I really appreciate it so much. It makes my job so much easier here. And I do look at it as a job, as a responsibility. It's something I want to do because that's part of what having a YouTube channel is. It is a job. It very much is one, at least to me. I take it very serious. The day that I get to the point where I don't want to sit here and talk to this camera or record one of my stories, then they won't be any good. And I hope I never get there. And right now, looking forward, I don't see me getting there. So I just want to say the future of this channel, as far as I can see, is very strong. I've been given a clean bill of health to do it. And I'm just so excited to continue making these videos. I may change the videos. I may add some stuff later on. And as always, I'm always open to hear your comments and suggestions on this. But no, I'm looking forward to the new year. Thank you again for watching. Thank you all for subscribing. Those of you who have, if you haven't, think about getting me a subscription. It really helps to get these videos in front of the right people, because after all, there's no reason for me to make these if there's no one watching, and that wouldn't be fun for any of us. So I really try to make the videos that you guys want to see and that I think you want to see, plus videos that I love making and stories I love telling. And as long as we can do that, I'm looking forward to it for a very long time. Again, thank you guys. I hope you've had a great holiday season. Happy New Year, and we'll see you very soon. Take care.